So this video comes after I've gotten a few messages last night from people who saw me on Raymond Thoughts in Mind. They watched the live stream. They had a couple things to say talking about work-related stress and stress in general because we had talked about that briefly. I want to start the video out by giving a shout out to Raymond Thoughts in Mind. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. And anybody watching this video right now, I consider Raymond a friend. He's a great guy. In the short amount of time that we have talked, I've really enjoyed it. There's a lot more to him than I think most people see on YouTube. That's a good dude. That's a smart dude, a hard-working dude. I like him, and I want to see his channel explode. So if you're seeing this, if you're a friend of mine, you're a friend of Raymond's. So get over there and subscribe, or else. I'm just kidding. But I got a couple messages from people that watched the live stream, and they brought up stress and work-related stress and family stress. And it got me thinking. For one, it's good to discuss this with other people so you're not like, just bottling it up. But let's break down stress and what ifs and anxiety and stuff in itself. Most of the time, the scenarios that we build in our heads are way, way worse than the actual thing. I mean, even something catastrophic. Even, I can't say certain things on YouTube, but even like the fear of something happening to you, I mean, to be honest, that scenario in your mind that you keep replaying that's freaking you out, that's more damaging and worse, than if you actually went through it. Because if you went through it, it'd be boom, boom, and then you're just going through it, or you're rushed off, or you're gone, And that's a pretty touchy topic, but I'm being serious. If you sit here and you fester on things in your mind, coming from somebody who's dealt with anxiety and panic attacks their whole life, those scenarios are more torturing than the actual issue. Even like as we talked in that live stream, I brought up this specific customer that was being super picky and just a pain and angry and complaining and all this stress around it. But at the end of the day, worst case scenario, this all goes south and it won't be that bad. It'll be stressful. It'll be a financial problem, yeah, but the headache of struggling with it in my mind is probably worse than however it's going to play out. Let me repeat that. The headache in my mind, wrestling with the scenario and wrestling with how he feels and how I feel and my ego, and that's worse than however the situation's going to play out. Same goes for all you people that are overthinkers and you're stressed out and anxiety and what ifs. Most of us we're creating scenarios in our damn heads that we're wrestling with that are worse than the thing. They're worse than what you're worried about. And like I've said before, I've always envied people. I got a few friends that are just simpletons, You can bring up some crazy situation, some serious, crazy fear, and they'll look at you and be like, yeah, anyway, have you tried the new Wendy's down the road? Like, their brains don't have that capacity for the deep thinking and the what if and the domino effect of this, and their brain cannot compute all that. They're just living in the moment like a dog panting. And part of me has always looked at them like, man, those poor souls are walking through this life, not planning ahead, not thinking ahead. Then the other part of me is like, they're actually really lucky. Those people are lucky. They just live in the moment. And they'll probably live to be 120 years old because there's little to no stress in their life at all because they don't worry about anything. The stress that we all have bottled up, that's doing more damage on us than anything. That's probably doing more damage on us than any garbage food we eat or anything. So the stress itself is probably worse than the actual thing. And a couple of the messages that I got from you guys, one of you guys was stressed out about a girl situation. One of you guys was stressed out about a job situation. And the girl situation, I know this is not what you want to hear right now. I'm not going to say your name. when you're going through it, a girl situation is the most catastrophic, worst thing ever. But on a large scale, it's not. It's not. And most guys that have pretty good luck with women, and most guys that have dealt with or have had good luck with women, not even just currently, they'll tell you they tend to do better because they don't really care. Like I have, in my mind, I know, even if I meet some girl tomorrow that knocks my socks off, I know that I cannot let that consume my life as a man. I can't, because it's not going to be unconditional. It's not going to be unconditional. That girl can and will leave me if whatever. If I don't do this or that right, or if, God forbid, this or that happens. So I know where I stand with women. Even women that have been just head over heels and they try so hard to hang out. Like, I'll be a good boyfriend and I'll be a good partner, but at the same time, I know where I stand. I don't let that get in the way of the things that I have to do in my life. And the minute you do that, you're putting way too much power in her hands. And you're kind of screwing yourself. Love is a great thing. I don't want to discourage you from falling in love. And this is specific to the young man that messaged me. I don't want to discourage you from falling in love, but understand that, unfortunately, there's factors in that relationship and variables that you do not control. Things can happen that you cannot and will not control. The only thing you can do in that situation is to kind of accept that and move accordingly. And moving accordingly means you focus on you. You make sure that at the end of the day, you have your own back. You know, you have to, what's that old saying? I'm going to butcher this. There's an old saying in a plane where you have to put your own oxygen mask on before you can help the person next to you. I'm butchering that, but you guys have probably heard it before. And same goes for the guy that messaged me about his work-related stress. I mean, this sounds really harsh, but even if you lost everything and I lost everything and I ended up being homeless, I don't think that would be as bad as this wrestling with that in my mind. I'd find a place to stay and get back on track, trying to save money or get a different job, you know. And I'm not trying to minimize people that are struggling, but I'm just saying the actual physical event of that probably wouldn't be as bad as the stress you guys are going through worrying about money situations. Now, this is coming from a single guy with no kids. So if you have kids, you've got compiled mountains of stress because you're thinking about more than yourself. So that might not apply, but this guy doesn't have kids. All I'm trying to get at in this video is stress and anxiety and stuff. I'm somebody who needs to get a lot better at managing it because it can and usually does get the best of me. Like, I've had a lot of people say, wow, you look pretty young for your age and stuff. A lot of that's lighting too. Like, I'm careful about where I sit to not show the wrinkles and stuff. You know, I pay attention to that stuff. But I get that fairly often. And my life's been pretty stressful, you know. Everybody can say that, but I'm telling you, it's been pretty stressful. And I can only imagine how great I would look if I had a less stressful life. But stress will wreak havoc on you. And I don't have all the answers as to how to manage it and avoid it, but being conscious of it is where you start. Being conscious of the fact that you need to step back and be like, look, take a deep breath. What am I worried about right now? What would really happen if that fear came to life? And most of the time you'll realize that if this really played out in the way my imagination's creating, it wouldn't be as bad on my physical body as this stress itself of me wrestling with the thing. Anyways, this video is long enough. I just wanted to rant about that and also shout out Raymond Thoughts of Mine because it's really early in the morning right now and I'm still really appreciative of that live stream that I was a part of. That was a lot of fun. I've never had somebody invite me on like that before. So that was a first for me. And maybe I'll tag him in this video. I probably should, for the hell of it. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. I want to see it blow up. I want to see Raymond just blow up because he deserves to. I think his channel is underrated, quite frankly. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. His channel is very underrated. But yeah, like the video. If you did like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Till next time, God bless. Be well. Try to manage your stress. I'm out.